Maybe there's an additional live option. Hey guys, we are here. Thank you guys for joining us today for another live stream. I am here with Paul McMillan, who is a new WIN member. Women into Networking WIN is a wonderful, wonderful organization, nonprofit, empowering women entrepreneurs and the men who support them. And Paul here, Paul, how long has it been since Clubhouse days? What, like 4 years? Uh-oh, guys, I think I'm getting a little bit of a disconnect here. Let me see. Oh no. Okay, I don't know if you guys can hear me, see me, but we're gonna just keep the ball rolling because I have Paul McMillan here, and I want to make sure you guys get a chance to get to know him. And he is one of our newer WIN members, so you get to see how the men in our community support us. We are going to be spotlighting Paul, who will be coming to our upcoming event. If you guys have not already grabbed your tickets, make sure you do so. We actually are empowering women entrepreneurs and men who support them so that we can get into community spaces. One of these opportunities next week is that we're going to be empowering, I want to say, deal makers, right? So people in the industry who are making deals. People like when I went to an event the other week before I got to Miami, I had an opportunity to speak in front of an audience. Amazing opportunity, and they were insurance agents. And what I found was that there were lots of insurance agents that, just had a lot of challenges, and also had a lot of money, right? And so we're just looking at how we can partner up, how we can get into the same rooms, and how we can make those deals together so that everybody wins. This is our mission. And so I can't wait for Paul to come back so we can talk about it. Make sure you guys share this live stream. I'm going to do that myself, actually, now that I'm talking to you guys. And I want you to also let me know where you guys are located, like drop your city, drop your business. That's important. It is National Black Business Month. So I want you guys to make sure that you are celebrating, talking about your business as well, as much as possible. That's a very, very important part of what we do, is empower women entrepreneurs. And guys, depending on where you're reaching out from, like if you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, if you're on YouTube, we just welcome you into the space. We want you to also go over to our website, which is wincommunity.org. I'm going to drop that here as well for you guys. That way you have an opportunity to follow and be a part of some of the things that we're doing. And the reason why next week is so important is because we're getting ready for the holidays. And I don't know about y'all, but I've heard so many people like, where am I going to get this money from? So we have to always look at different opportunities to get into community, make those partnerships, get those solutions by networking. So that's really important. All right, we're going to give Paul a little bit of time, guys. But in worst case scenario, we'll just pause for a moment and then we'll kind of get back on. I just got to figure out how to do that. I don't know how to pause. Is there a pause? I don't think there's a pause, guys. I think we got to sit here and chill for a bit, which is fine. Okay, so we'll give Paul a little more time. And while we're doing that, I also want to invite you guys into the WIN community space. We have memberships that go from basic all the way up to corporate. And we feel like if you are serious about investing in your success, we want to make sure that we can give you community to do that. Paul is back. Welcome back, Paul. Thank you so much for coming back on. We're going to bring him up, guys. Let me get him situated. Okay. Hey, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me good? Yeah, my other computer, it was giving me issues, so I decided to do my
Yay.
laptop so that way we don't have any disturbance. But sorry about that, y'all. Hopefully, you guys
It's
can see me
okay.
better from this camera.
Listen, the wonderful thing I love about repurposing these lives is that we can edit. So thank you so much
Yes,
for
yes.
coming back, Paul. So what we're in the middle of you talking about what you do so people can get to know more about you. Is that what we were doing?
Sure, sure. So basically, so I'm the owner of Financial Protection Academy. Okay. The reason why I put that together is because I'm in the financial services industry. So I'm a financial services specialist. I'm licensed in the state of Georgia, just got licensed in Florida. Uh, I put Financial Protection Academy together because when it comes to life insurance, when it comes to retirement planning and a lot of other financial concepts, a lot of people in our community don't really fully understand those concepts. That's why a lot of people are searching on social media and Google to really understand how these things can actually not only help my family, but how can I utilize it? So at Financial Protection Academy, my goal is to actually post content that can help people to understand those different subjects. So, for example, um, I have life insurance through my job, so why do I need a personalized plan? Or how does whole life work? How does an IUL work? How can I protect my money in retirement? These are a lot of things that people are searching about. And I have knowledge about that. So it's pushing me to be a leader to help people to get educated on that. So that way, when the time comes, they want to make those decisions, they'll know how to make those informed decisions. Then, when they decide to make those informed decisions, me being a licensed professional, I can actually help them with those things because I partner with a company that helps people build that roadmap so they know how to get to where they need to go. And just a little bit of a background with me, what got me into this industry is because I witnessed my father plan 5 funerals in his lifetime, from age 6 all the way to age 29. So even though from those ages I didn't really understand how important life insurance was at that time, but I saw the emotional and mental grief that came with that. So when I got into the industry 9 years ago, it helped me to understand just how important financial protection is. So one of the ways that I educate people through Financial Education Academy is through my father's ebook. He published it June 20th. So it's been out a little bit over a month. And in his ebook, and it's $1. It's starting at a $1. The price will go up. It's $1 on Amazon. We already have 3 5-star reviews. So I have a lady in Florida who actually went through the ebook and it pushed her to become a client of mine. So I'm working on getting her taking care of her life insurance next week because the ebook was profound. So when you read the ebook, what's special about my father's ebook is that when he went through those 5 deaths, um, out of those 5 deaths, some of those people prepared, some of them didn't. So he was able to see just how impactful having financial protection can be as far as cutting the stress in half that a person can have when they lose a loved one. Because unfortunately, when you lose a loved one, not only do you have to deal with the emotional and mental stress, but now you got to deal with the financial stress as well. So in that ebook, it shows how he went through those 5 experiences when life insurance played a role and when it didn't play a role because some of them prepared and some of them did prepare. So the ebook helps people to see in real life how the life insurance applies. Because me personally, I can understand when people hear life insurance, they're like, "Oh Lord, here they go," because they don't really understand how it applies, and I can understand it. But that ebook is going to help people to understand just how it does apply and how it could be a very huge asset in cutting that stress in half. And then in his ebook, the thing about my father is that he also explains the challenges he went through as a customer as well, as far as having life insurance when he got it when he was younger, when it was cheap, and then losing it, and then trying to get it again. And fortunately, he got it, but he had to pay a higher premium and he got half the coverage. But fortunately, he was able to get it, right? But then also he dabbed into the industry a little bit as well. So he knows how to kind of explain on the surface level to where people will get it. And so now he has a son, which is me, that witnessed all of this. And now I'm able to explain to my community through his ebook and through my content how these things apply in real life and how people can apply it. Then when they're ready to apply it, then I can help assist them because I'm a licensed agent. That's why I do what I do. So that's the reason why I'm the owner of Financial Protection Academy, because it's about education. People have to be educated to know how these things work. It's just like with your car, right? You know, a lot of times we don't know how a car works until we're forced to learn how it works because maybe somebody at Walmart messed up on your oil change. So now you got to learn how to do your own oil change. Or so now you're forced to learn it, then you learn new things, right? Financial concepts is the same exact thing. A lot of people don't understand how it works. They don't. And it's understandable. Financial concepts like this is very, very deep. It's very deep. It's a lot of process involved. And it takes a person who has went through a lot of experiences to even explain to people how it can apply to them. So that's exactly the reason why I do what I do. And that's pretty much it for as in a nutshell.
Yeah, I mean, it's powerful because one of the things that we talk about in the WIN community, guys, is like, first of all, I even said this to one of our corporate sponsors, Cherie Allen. I said, my word for this year is hashtag legacy. I think we have to spread an emphasis on bridging a lot of gaps because we're in this new age. A lot available to us. You know, we have digital age. We have a lot of, I think we still have our baby boomers here, you know, so we're in a sandwich generation. So the whole premise of securing your future by looking at how you manage your money, whether it's through a life insurance policy, whether through any investment, like what options are there for you? See, here's the thing, Paul. I could talk to you like because you're a WIN member now. Okay, so shout out to Paul being a WIN member, by the way.
No, talk to me like I'm part of.
Right. Like let's talk about it. So I want to, because in the WIN community, I know that we have lots of individuals who have expressed in previous sessions that we've had, like, you know, this fear around, you know, how they feel about when they spend money. I even had one person on the live stream said, you know, I feel like it's just like talking about money all the time. And I want to know how we can get more comfortable with talking about money all the time. Like, I don't think it's, you know, a bad thing, but I know there are some real fears around this, right? There are some real feelings around this. What are you saying around that?
Well, the thing about it is, a lot of us in school weren't really taught about how money works. That's the first problem. So when we got to the real world and we had to start learning about money, we're not familiar with it. That's why education is important, right? You know, so life insurance, retirement planning, a lot of these different things that has to do with money. Because if you think about it, life insurance is one of those products, is one of those things that people don't like to talk about. And trust me, I get it. I don't judge people when they say, oh, Lord, life insurance. Ugh. I get it. But that's why my father came out with the ebook, because life insurance is that friend that's going to cut that stress in half. So if you lose somebody you love, that's a horrific thing to deal with. But now what happens is there's bills that immediately got to be paid, and money that you don't have, money that you might have to dig in your 401k to pay. So now your savings that you work hard for, that's depleted, or you have to put on your credit card. Life insurance is that boatload of money that's going to cut that stress in half. So that way, if you lose somebody you love, you're able to pay those bills, you're able to grieve, you're able to take time off of work so you can get yourself together, so you can go to therapy, because death is a very deep thing. It'll have you stir crazy. You lost somebody that you love. And so you may not be ready to go back to work and deal with your coworkers or your boss. Well, that money's going to help you to get that time off, so you can get yourself together and grieve the proper way. But if you got bills that you immediately have to pay that you don't have, that's a whole nother ball game of stress that you have to deal with. So when we're talking about money, and there's a lot of different things about money people could talk about. You could talk about taxes. You could talk about estate planning. You know, we have to have mentors that have been there and done that to really educate people that money is really something that you can utilize to make your life easier once you've been educated. But we get scared because we weren't educated in school. They didn't teach us about how to balance a checkbook. They didn't teach us none about this stuff.
Nope.
So when we step in the real world, we're like, wait a minute. That's why. So that's my take on it.
That's pretty deep. That's pretty deep. Thank you for that. Let me check the comments real quick. I just want to see who has popped in. Thank you, David, for your comments. I appreciate it. Say hi. Okay, awesome. And you know, here's what I love about this, Paul, is that this has been a passion for me in the community for us to really open up a dialogue that feels really, really good. And the more that I said to the community today, I can't remember in what space, but I said, you know, we're about to be like half of the entrepreneurial market, like as women entrepreneurs. And it's very important for us to be able to be financially prepped, right? And to be, you know, informed, like you said, educated about what it is that you get when you actually have, you know, that level of protection. What are some of the stories that you want to share that you feel like resonates? Like, give us a little taste of this ebook.
Well, okay. Um, well, one of the things that my father talks about in the ebook is that because when people hear, and I'll just talk about life insurance because it really can apply to disability insurance, because people are like, man, well, it's going to be expensive because I have to have a big policy. One of the things that my father teaches in his ebook is that it's better for you to get as much insurance coverage as you can afford because having something is better than nothing. So I'll tell you a real life example, one of those 5 deaths. So we were living in San Diego, California then. This is probably a couple months before I moved to Atlanta. So my uncle was living in New York at the time, been in New York since I was probably born. This is the second time living there. He was sick. Then my grandmother was living in Cincinnati, Ohio, where I'm originally from. She was sick as well. So we had planned on moving to Atlanta so that way we could be closer to family without having to move back to Ohio. And, Atlanta's a lot cheaper than California because California, the cost of living is high. So the challenge is when family members get sick and you have to travel across the country at the last minute, those plane tickets are ridiculously expensive, right? So the same day we got a job offer to move to Atlanta is the same day we sold our house, right? Within a couple hours, we get a phone call that my uncle in New York dropped dead of a heart attack, just like that. I heard my father cry hysterically, ear to ear, just holding him up. That was tough. Now, they went to New York to pay for the funeral. My grandmother had a $5,000 final expense policy. Now, a lot of people think $5,000 wouldn't do anything. That $5,000 paid for everything. It paid for the flowers. It paid for the whole funeral. It paid for all the travel expenses. It paid every single thing. So it helps people to understand that, okay, well, man, life insurance is expensive because I'm probably going to have to get $500,000 to cover everything. No, get as much as you can afford because it's better to have something than nothing. So that's one of the lessons in his ebook. Get what you can afford. That's one of
them. Let me just say this. This is what comes to mind
so that's
too.
That's one of the lessons.
No, I just want to interrupt real quick because this is really something that comes up, and I'm so curious. Someone said that you should buy life insurance policies on the people that you love. What do you say to that?
Well, absolutely, because if you love your family, okay, so think about this. Let's put it on me. If I have a wife, I have a mortgage, there's a lot of debt we have. I have children, right? If I love my family and something happens to me, I want to make sure that they have money to continue to live on financially. Because if they don't have money to live on financially and they lose the house, they may have to live in a neighborhood that's not as favorable. So they may be in a nice neighborhood now, that's their lifestyle. Nice neighborhood, nice school. If they're not able to maintain that because I didn't leave money for them, that could put them in a bad situation. They could be in a school where, let's be honest, it could be a school that's not in a good area. They could be in an apartment where the rent is higher. They could be in an area where it's just a better, worse environment. I'll put it that way. So if I really love my family, I want to make sure that when I'm gone, their financial legacy and their financial foundation is not shattered. They can continue on. Because here's the thing. If the wife doesn't have money to pay the mortgage off, that means she has to worry about that mortgage, which means in this economy, she might have to get 2 to 3 jobs. If she's still grieving over me, she's not going to be mentally right in the head. Let's be real. She's not. But if she has that money, she can pay off the mortgage, do what she do. She'll be able to grieve. She'll be able to go to therapy to get over that loss. So that way she continue to take care of her children and her legacy. So yeah, life insurance is for the people that you love. But then the other thing people don't realize as well, life insurance is also for people who are living as well. There's a lot of life insurance policies that can help people to deal with a chronic, critical, and terminal illness while they're living. There's a lot of things that are built in life insurance that helps people to keep their life insurance paid when they get disabled. There's a lot of life insurance policies that help people to build cash value. If it's utilized correctly, it could build cash value so they can use that money later on or to build wealth for their children down the road. That's why education is key, right? A lot of people don't know this. But it is, life insurance is for the people you love while you're living and when you pass away. But a lot of life insurance sometimes is not always explained that way. That's the reason why I feel like that is I want to take leadership role to help people to understand it as much as I can. So they can just understand what they can do. And then they make the decision. If they make a decision, I'm just a guide to help them to get to where they need to go.
So, Paul, I'm back here like typing away with like lightning in my thumbs because one of the thoughts that came up, and thank you, David, for your comment. I appreciate you. And make sure you guys, if you're coming in from any of those other channels, we can't always see you. Just make sure you drop in the chat where you're from, where you're tuning in from. And if you're in Atlanta, we definitely want you to come to the event next week. We actually will be in the building. Paul's going to be touchable. You're going to be able to talk to him about your actual whatever it is, right? Because we're all going through something nowadays. But what happened was I thought about life insurance as a wealth strategy, which you mentioned at the end. Like that didn't go over my head now. So before we really tune this down, because I think, a lot of this is just like you said, education that we never got, that sometimes even in my life, I'm like, I'm too old for that. Like, I ain't got time to be learning all this. No, you do. And we're going to be learning this from you, Paul. But the Rockefellers, I heard, and you can tell me if you heard this too, but I heard that the Rockefellers, one of the wealthiest families in the U.S., that one of their wealth building strategies was through life insurance. And I don't know if they put that in a trust of some kind so that it can rotate, but I heard, okay, Doc can tell me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong, very, very, very wrong. But this really intrigued me that, when you are using a life insurance policy to build cash value over time as an investment, and you're also using to protect the life of your family members, then, it passes down if you strategically coordinate it. Like I heard that that's what they did. So when a family member passed, then that money went in a trust and it paid for all of the things they needed to pay for, right? And then they paid from that trust a life insurance policy on every new life in that family. Is that true? Could that be true?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. There's a lot. Okay. So there's 2 examples. Okay. I don't know if people know about this. So number one, everybody knows about Master P. Master P was able to start his record label because when I think it was his grandfather or uncle passed away, he was the beneficiary. He used that life insurance money to start his record label. Because what people don't understand is that life insurance is one of those very few things that if the unexpected happens, it's tax-free money. So you don't have to pay taxes on it. So whatever money that the beneficiary get paid out, all that money is yours. Just recently, there were some other people that I was talking to in another insurance company, and they were talking about Martin Luther King. Martin Luther, I don't know if anybody noticed, I didn't know this. Martin Luther King Jr. had a $5,000 policy on him. Yes, he believed in life insurance. Yeah, that's exactly how I responded. I said, wow, so if Martin Luther King Jr. believed in life insurance, that's interesting. But life insurance is one of those things that people have used because if you think about it, just like even scenario with the wife, the wife may, in the event that of her passing of her husband, left over for a legacy, right? Well, one of the legacies may be you want to start a business. So you know what? Let me use that life insurance money to start the WIN community. So but that's why education is key, because a lot of people don't know that it's tax free. It's generally, I'll say generally, life insurance benefit is tax free. So it's all your money. Because even if you pull money out of an IRA, a lot of these retirement accounts, because you need it for something, they're going to tax you. That's the problem. Now you might have a big tax bill using your money that you needed to use. But life insurance is all tax free. It's all yours. That's what people don't understand. So
they're gonna get more from you, Paul. Don't give them too much now. Don't give them too much. So listen, guys, and for those of you who will be here next week, thank you so much for just being in the room. We know that we have a few speakers. We have Paul as our spotlight. So of course, we're going to give him some time to really communicate what he's doing with his ebook. Guys, make sure you grab the ebook. I love to hear stories. I love storytelling. We have lots of authors in the community. Dave is also an author. We have individuals who need to know how to, just move through this time where, like I said earlier, Paul, I don't think we have a choice anymore. Like as women entrepreneurs, like we don't have the luxury of not knowing finances and not having our money together. So let's give them a good call to action before they meet you next Thursday to at least follow you, get in touch with whatever you need them to do. So let us know what you want us to do right now.
Yeah, so if you have any questions or if you want to subscribe to my content, you can go to financialprotectionacademy.com, and that'll take you straight to my website. You'll be able to get access to the ebook, access to my personal website. If a person wants to, they say, hey, I need to get life insurance in place, you can do that as well. If you want to subscribe to my content, I have content on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and YouTube. You'll be able to get access to that as well, all on financialprotection.com.
Is it financialprotectionacademy.com or financialprotection.com?
I'm sorry, financialprotectionacademy.com. Sorry about that. Yes.
No, you're good. I'm just going to post it up here, guys. I hope I did that right. Make sure.
Yes.
All right. Make sure you guys follow. Make sure you get in touch, especially if you're virtual or, somewhere else in the world. We know you guys are all over. And also, if you're on the replay, make sure that you guys just ask your questions, right? We're always looking at our social pages as well. And I just want to thank you, Paul, for joining us. Thank you and welcome to the WIN. We look forward to seeing your ultimate success. Any final words you have for us?
No, just thank you very much for allowing me to be part of the community. It's an honor to connect you guys, and let's work and change lives. And yes, thank you very much, David. Look forward to connecting with you. Look forward to connecting with all of you guys. And just thank you very much for allowing me to be a part of this. I'm honored and humbled and just appreciate it very much. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. All right. Y'all know what to do. Go ahead and support. And then we'll see you guys on another live stream later on. Y'all go ahead and win. All right. All right. We love y'all. Bye.